I'm George Ivey, the North Carolina Development Director for the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation here in Asheville. So the Blue Ridge Parkway attracts 14 to 15 million visitors a year, and people love it. And we also know at the same time that it could be better in places. So we created the Trails and Views Forever program to help raise money specifically for those recreation resources, to make sure that we don't take that for granted, and we really make sure that when people do come, they have a great experience and they want to come back. And the other piece of that, though, is that even though like the physical resources, the main focus of that campaign, we also know that parks across the country, whether local, state, national parks, have not always been welcoming to all people. And that could be everything from not having ramps installed for people who use wheelchairs, but also doing our part to bring in more people of greater diversity so that they are gaining the skills and the contacts and the knowledge base to take on not only that specific job, but perhaps consider jobs or even a career in parks and recreation, natural resources, maybe even the related nonprofits that help make this project possible. And we've just been thrilled with the results.
It's so cool working with this crew, right? Just because we're so diverse and from a range of places and different backgrounds. But I especially love working with Joseph and Tierra. Having other Black people around was so powerful. But after a while, it felt so cool being able to like understand culture with them, being able to talk about things I'm never able to talk about with people. It was so amazing. Yeah, it meant a lot to me.
I enjoy giving back to like the land. You know, the earth is the most important thing, so we're doing a little bit to help conserve and preserve that for future generations to like be able to enjoy too. If you're at all interested in outdoors or learning about the outdoors or just being outside a little bit more, or just want to gain some new skills, I definitely recommend that, just coming out here.
I think they all have that sense that they're part of something bigger than themselves, of creating a different world of parks and recreation that is more inclusive, that does take into account different people's interests and backgrounds, and they know they are on the forefront of that, and they are really talented young adults, and I think they'll go really far.
The outdoors are so whitewashed, and if you bring up certain topics, people will look at you weird. You're always being tokenized as well. You can't just be you know? You're like this martyr. So it's amazing not being that. And then also being able to see people of color out here is always amazing. You feel so much safer too. It's like home.
People can come out here and connect with nature, and then they're more likely to care about it later on, you know?
And then someone walks up and is like, hey, we really appreciate what you're doing here. We love this trail. We love recreating here. We're all like, yeah, this is what it works for.
You gotta make the two work somehow. Yeah. Join a crew.
So this dinner was a surprise to us, which is actually great. That's a wonderful thing about the Parkway. We do obviously write grant proposals and promote our license plates to help raise money for the Parkway. But other people just love the Parkway, and they find their own way to make a difference. This whole partnership here is because we're doing something we hadn't done before, which is really focusing on diversity issues while we address recreation issues at the same time. And I think by doing that, that builds our community, what we call the community of stewards, so that it is a broader community of people supporting, hopefully a broader community of visitors, and a broader community of staff. And so I think that's, I think part of this is really building that sort of groundswell of support so that we can make more of this possible in the future.